Good evening, everyone. Good evening and Happy New Year. Good evening, Megha, Satish. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening. Good evening, Harshit. So, yes, good evening, everyone, and I welcome you all again in this session in 2025, our first session of current affairs in 2025. Okay. Now, in the last year, we have started this session from I think July, and then we have continued it every month. We have tried to be as regular as possible in these classes, and in the upcoming times also, we will try to incorporate now more questions with respect to prelims, so that you can focus more on practice also. At the same time, you can get some current affairs for building your material on mains also, as well as prelims as well. Okay. So this is one thing which we have started in the previous weeks in December itself, and even now in the month of January, we are trying to do the same thing in your current affair classes. What all things we are doing here, like if we talk about what everything we are doing in these classes, first thing which we normally do in these classes is we talk about the current affairs of the day. Okay. We talk about some of the editorials. If there is a relevant editorial, we try to discuss that also in the classes. At the same time, now we are also doing practice question on the basis of previous classes, and at the same time we are doing some prelims special question. We are also doing this prelims special question with respect to science tech right now. After finishing after 14th of January, we will also do the prelims related questions of environment also. In the next 2 weeks, we are going to discuss almost all the questions of science and technology. We have discussed more than 100 plus questions in the last some days. We have discussed more than 100 plus questions in the last 1.5 month, and then after we will discuss questions of environment also, economics also. So this is one thing which we are doing in our sessions, and in today's session also we are going to discuss some of the topic. One of the topic is the IMD, the Indian Meteorological Department, has become an institution of 150 years. It was established in 1875, so it is going to complete 150 years. So we will try to see that what has been its contribution. Then we will also talk about tiger relocation in Simlipal. There has been this tiger relocation in Simlipal. Simlipal has been continuously in the news in 2023 and 24. Okay. And right now also we have seen that there is relocation of tiger to this Simlipal from Maharashtra. So why this has been done? What is the special case with respect to Simlipal? We will also try to understand that. Then we will talk about this nitrate pollution in rivers of India, and at the same time we will talk about this parliamentary proceedings. This one topic, parliamentary proceedings, that also we are going to discuss. And then we will see science tech September question, September 2024. So I have already given you this idea that in the next session we are going to discuss the September related question. So there we will discuss it. Okay. So I hope yes, yeah, blessings is always there with all of you. All of our blessings, all the faculties here at KGS and every member will always bless you that yes, you get all the success in this year. And this is one thing, like you have to also work for it. You have to work for it, that focus on your work and you will definitely get success. That is one of the simple mantra, that if you focus on your work, then you know that you will get the success. Okay. So this is one part. Now, I hope you have all revised. I hope all of you have revised this part, the previous sessions which we had. Okay. Which of the following, like, okay, there is one question. प्रीलिम्स के जैसे इस बार भी यूपीएससी पीवाई के डिस्कशन कराएंगे. Tirth, it is available on YouTube. I think it is available on YouTube. You can go through the KGS IAS Hindi channel. You can go to KGS IAS Hindi channel. There you will find that previous year question playlist is there. You can go through that playlist. So in that you will find that English Hindi both questions are there. So you can practice accordingly. So on KGS IAS Hindi channel you will find that playlist is there. You can watch it from there. Okay. Now let's see this question. Which of the following objectives, which of the following are objectives of PSLV orbital experimental module? PSLV orbital experimental module, also called as poem. Also called as poem. So which of them are objectives of this poem? PSLV orbital experimental module. First is saying providing a platform for performing orbital experiments, putting objects in orbit for building Bharatiya Antariksh Station, reducing the amount of debris in space. So which of them are objective of it? Yes, we are like, of course, like those who are appearing for 26. Now this current affair is going to be useful for all those who are going for prelims 2025 or prelims 2026. Now the current affairs which we are going to cover from now onward, it is going to be crucial for everyone. Okay. So tell me about this one. See this question, we have discussed this in previous class. Which of them are objective of PSLV orbital experimental module? Okay, one answer is option B, option C. Okay, 3 answers only. What about the other people? What will be the answer here? B option. See, if we look at this, providing a platform for performing orbital experiments, that is the name itself, PSLV orbital experimental module. So this first is absolutely correct. Second is putting objects in orbit for building Bharatiya Antariksh Station. It has no link as such. Okay, so second is incorrect. Reducing the amount of debris in space. Yes, this is one of the objective. This is one of the objective of PSLV orbital experimental module. It aims to bring down the remaining debris, especially the last part of PSLV, the last stage of PSLV. Okay. So these 2 are the objectives. Okay. So answer here will be option B, only 2. Look at this. In the last session we have discussed about PSLV. So here is one question. Which of the following can be done with the help of PSLV? Launching a satellite in geotransfer orbit, launching a satellite in sun synchronous orbit, or launching a satellite in low earth orbit. Which of them can be done with the help of PSLV? Only 1, only 2, only 3, or all? Okay, no problem. Like if you are not able to solve today's question, maybe from tomorrow you can solve some questions. So this is for 30th December lecture. Those who have not attended it, of course you can attend today's session, and on the basis of it we will have some questions in tomorrow's session. So 2 answers are B. Okay, Tirth, just give me some time. I will ask if it is available there or not. Maybe there have been some problem with YouTube channel. So let me see what is the issue there. And tomorrow, ask me the same question. I will give you the answer. Okay. So what will be the objective of this PSLV? What can be done? Which one is incorrect? I think maximum people are going for option B. So which of it cannot be done with the help of a PSLV? Which of them cannot be done with the help of PSLV? Which of them cannot be done with the help of PSLV? Okay, definitely. So tell me this part, which of them cannot be done with the help of this PSLV? I think everyone is going for option B. So why? Third point, launching a satellite in low Earth orbit cannot be done. See, this is the basic part. In low Earth orbit, we use the PSLV. In the PSLV, we are using this. If we want to launch something in low Earth orbit, this is the first thing which we use, PSLV. If we want to put something in geotransfer orbit, again we make use of this. Okay. And even for putting something in sun synchronous orbit or polar orbit, we make use of this. So here the answer will be C, all three. Here the answer will be option C. Why we cannot put a satellite in low Earth orbit with help of this PSLV? PSLV is for especially for this purpose, for low Earth orbit. Okay. Whenever you see, like last day we on 30th we have this PSLV C60 experiment. So PSLV C60 experiment was putting the satellites on a elevation of around 475-76 kilometer. So that is our low Earth orbit. That is our low Earth orbit. So this third option, second and first, all are correct. Answer here will be option C. Which of the following is required for removal of a judge of Supreme Court? In the last session, we have discussed this part, the removal of judges. We have discussed this one article, removal of judges. So what will be the answer here? Majority of total membership both houses and 2/3 of present and voting. Majority of the then membership of both houses and 2/3 votes of present and voting. Majority of total membership of both houses and 2/3 vote of total membership. Majority of the then membership of both houses and 2/3 votes of all members of the houses. So this is one part. We have read about removal of judges. So what is required for removing a judge of a Supreme Court? For removing the judge of Supreme Court, what is required? Okay, one is option C. One answer is option C. Another is option A. C option and A option. Anything else? Question number 3. See, if we look at this, what is required? Basically, if we have to remove the judge of a Supreme Court, you require a majority of total membership of this both houses and 2/3 of present and voting. So this option is going to be correct. This option is going to be correct. Majority of total membership of both houses and 2/3 votes of present and voting. So this is required in case of Supreme Court judge. Okay. So here the answer is option A. Option C and option D has no meaning. If you are getting confused, you can be confused here. Majority of the then membership or majority of total membership. 2/3 is required always. In case of present and voting, it is required. 2/3 present and voting in case of Supreme Court judge. It is majority of total membership versus majority of the then membership. So here, instead of the then membership, it is total membership. So answer here will be option A. Now, this is one of the easiest question. Think carefully and answer me. Bab al-Mandeb Strait Connects. We have discussed about how these rebel. We have discussed about how these rebel. I have given you the locations also, the different straits which are there. So Bab al-Mandeb connects. First option is Red Sea with Gulf of Oman, Persian Gulf with Gulf of Oman, Persian Gulf with Gulf of Aden, and Red Sea with Gulf of Aden. So what will be the answer in question number 4? The Bab al-Mandeb Strait connects what? Fourth option, sorry, fourth question. Option A, yeah, option D is also there. Option A, option D, option C. 3 options have been provided till now. See, if you look at this, the Bab al-Mandeb Straits connects the Red Sea with Gulf of Aden. It connects the Red Sea with the Gulf of Aden. If you look at the image, okay, this is our Bab al-Mandeb Strait. It is connecting the Red Sea here with Gulf of Aden. This is the Strait of Hormuz, which connects the Persian Gulf with Gulf of Oman. Okay. On this side, we are having this Gulf of Oman here. This Gulf of Oman is here, and you will find that this Gulf of Oman is connected with Persian Gulf with the Strait of Hormuz. And here we have Bab al-Mandeb Strait connecting Red Sea with Gulf of Aden. So these have been prominent areas. Here we have seen about Yemen, how these rebel, and how these rebel, then you can connect Gulf of Aden, Red Sea. Okay. So answer here will be option D. Now, coming to today's topic, let's start today's discussion. The first thing which we can see is the IMD, the Indian Meteorological Department. If we talk about this organization, it was established in 1875. It was established in 1875. So you can see that it has completed around 150 years. So from last year itself, it was quite much in the news. Like it was celebrating 150 years, and that has not been very good for this. If we talk about this institution, last 1 year has been one of the very challenging year for Indian Meteorological Department. We have seen that multiple times there have been deviations in the weather from its forecast. It has been criticized many a times. We have seen like huge amount of rainfall occurring over Mumbai and other parts. So IMD was experiencing a very challenging year in its 150th year. Okay. So if we look at this, it is the National Meteorological Agency. This is the National Meteorological Agency of the country. National Meteorological Agency of country. Okay. You know that what is its function? It tells us about everything, like from climate to precipitation to rainfall, weather forecasting, all and everything is part and like the job of this institution. Okay. So whether we are talking about climate, okay, whether we are talking about climate or weather or rainfall, cropping season forecast, etc. All these things are responsibility of this Indian Meteorological Department. Okay. This is responsible for all these institutions. Okay. Now, what we see that like some new initiatives has been started by this Indian Meteorological Department. Okay. if we look at this, it has got a new system, waves. Okay. If we talk about new initiatives, there is one thing called as waves. Okay. So what is this waves? Waves is basically weather analysis and forecast enabling system. Okay. Weather analysis and forecast enabling system. So this is one of the latest work of this institution, weather analysis and forecast enabling system. So this organization, IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, has come up with this waves. Okay. So what it will do, it will provide real-time information. This one is going to provide real-time information on various things. Basically, like it has said that it is going to give you information about Panch Mahabhut. Okay. It is going to give information about Panch Mahabhut. So what are those Panch Mahabhut? These Panch Mahabhuts are simply about air, water, fire, earth, sky. Okay. Air, water, fire, earth, sky. So it is going to give information about the Panch Mahabhut in real time. So it means it will provide information about information to various sectors like urban sector, power sector. In all these sectors are going to get the benefit of this wave system. Okay. So suppose that if we are talking about water, it means it will give the information about even the hydroelectricity generation. So for power generating company, it will be useful for utilization of this wave system, weather analysis and forecast enabling system. So that is one of the initiative of this IMD. There has been another initiative which is called as Panchayat Mosum Seva Portal. There is another initiative. You will find that we have this Panchayat Mosum Seva Portal. Okay. So what will happen that, like Panchayat Sachiv are there, Panchayat secretaries. So they will be getting the information. They will be getting the information in all the languages about the weather forecasting system of that area. So it means with the help of Panchayat Mosum Seva Portal or Panchayat Mosum Seva Portal, they will be able to disseminate the information at Panchayat level. So this is also one crucial part. Like through this portal, the information is going to be provided in English, Hindi and 12 regional languages to every Panchayat head and Panchayat secretary to reach every village of the country. So that is also one of the initiative of this IMD. Okay. It has also got one more application. A mobile app is also there. There is also this mobile app, and that mobile app is called as Mosum. A mobile app has been launched called as Mosum. So this Mosum is like for everyone. Okay. This Mosum is there. It is going to give information about all the things like current weather, forecast of every hour to 7 days. Okay. So it is like going to provide forecast of every hour to next 7 days. So that is one of this Mosum app. So it is going to help the common people also. It is going to help the farmers also. It is going to help even in aviation industry. It is going to provide sunrise, sunset time. So all those things which you are getting on any other mobile app, now that same thing is going to be also provided by IMD through its Mosum application. Okay. So you can see 3 different things. One is waves. Second is Panchayat Mosum Seva Portal. Panchayat Mosum Seva. And third thing is we have seen a Mosum app has also been provided by this organization IMD. Okay. So this is one part, like this is one part which has been provided by this Indian Meteorological Department in its 150th year. The year has been quite much challenging, but despite this, there has been some initiatives by this organization for weather forecasting. Okay. I hope it is clear. 7 days. It is written officially 7 days. Some of the mobile applications are providing weather forecast of even up to 14 days. But this mosum is providing for 7 days weather forecast. Yes, Panch Mahabhut. Okay. So that is the aim of this Indian Meteorological Department. Okay. Now, coming to the second topic. There is one thing called as black tigers. Can you tell me, where do we get black tigers in India? Where do we get the black tigers in India? In which state? In which national park? Where do we get the black tigers? Where do we get black tigers in India? The second topic which we are going to discuss, black tigers. West Bengal, Odisha, Simlipal in Chhattisgarh. Yes, black tiger. They are also called as melanistic tigers. Or black tigers. So black tigers are found only in Simlipal National Park in Odisha. Okay. They are found only in Simlipal National Park in Odisha. Now see, this black tiger is not a new species. Rather than that, it is just one population or one segment of this Royal Bengal tiger. So black tigers are nothing different. They are Royal Bengal tigers only, or Asiatic tigers, or Indian tigers only. There is only one thing, that among the tigers of India, there is a small group which is having this black stripes on its body. If you look at this tiger, you will find that it is having this black stripes on its body. Okay. There is black stripes over its body. That is our black tiger. Now, they are found only in Simlipal region. They are found in only this Simlipal region in Odisha. And what we see that there are around 16 tigers in this Simlipal region. Out of that, 8 to 10 tigers are black tigers. Okay. Out of that, 8 to 10 tigers are black tigers. And what has been seen that they are interbreeding among themselves. Okay. They are interbreeding among that small segments only. Okay. So it is a result of mutation and interbreeding among a small population. So now see, although this was going on for quite some time, what we have seen is, like this black tiger, it has got all the attention. Many of the IPS officers were tweeting about this, that black tigers, the huge majestic black tigers in Odisha and everything. But then, if you have read environment, if you have read the bio and all other sections, you might be aware about this, that if there is interbreeding among a very small group, then what is going to happen, that in the future they might become much more vulnerable. To diseases and all other things. Okay. So in order to increase the chances of mating with other groups or like other tigers, what we have seen that some tigers have been relocated. Some tigers have been relocated from Tadova National Park in Maharashtra to Simlipal in Odisha. So there has been translocation of tiger from Tadova National Park, Tadova National Park in Maharashtra to Simlipal in Odisha. Simlipal in Odisha. So there has been translocation of tiger. Translocation of tiger. And the tiger which was translocated, it also started traveling and going towards West Bengal and other regions. So then it was captured again and brought back to Simlipal, because you cannot restrict or you cannot like curtail its movement. So sometimes this also goes out of that national park, it goes into nearby regions, and this tiger which was translocated from Tadova to this Simlipal, it translocated to other areas like nearby West Bengal, and then it was brought back to Simlipal. So what is the aim here? The aim is simply to do one thing: increase the chances of mating with other tigers, so that this interbreeding do not become a concern or a vulnerability of the tigers. Interbreeding among a small groups is a concern. So just to increase the genetic diversity, there was translocation of tigers. So why it was done? Why translocation of tiger? To increase the genetic diversity. To increase the genetic diversity, there was translocation of this tiger. So that's why this black tigers and this Simlipal is there in the news. If we look at Simlipal, this Simlipal Tiger Reserve, if you look at its location, it is there in Odisha. It is here in Odisha. It is here in Odisha. And if we look at this, like what is the special here? What is the special in this park? In the Simlipal, its name is coming from a tree, a samul tree. There is a plant called as samul plant, which is very much prominent in this area. There is one thing, red silk cotton tree, which is also called as samul tree. Derives the name from samul tree. So samul tree is what? Samul tree is basically red silk cotton tree. It is basically a red silk cotton tree. Samul tree. It is having red flowers and all. It is having that red flowers and all. So on the name itself, this park has been named as Simlipal National Park. It is a biosphere reserve also. Simlipal is a biosphere reserve also. It is a tiger reserve also. It is a national park also. And it is even part of elephant reserve. So it is very much biodiverse. You will find that it is a biosphere reserve. Biosphere reserve. It is also a national park. It is also a tiger reserve, plus even elephant reserve. So from here also, you can get the idea that this Simlipal is quite diverse also. And where this is located? It is located in Mayurbhanj district of Odisha. Eastern end of Eastern Ghats, Mayurbhanj district. So eastern end of Eastern Ghats, Mayurbhanj district. Now tell me one thing, one simple question for all of you. Biodiversity hotspot. See, India has got 4 biodiversity hotspot. India has got only 4 biodiversity hotspot. We are always transferring the tigers. Why don't we shift the lions? Okay, I will come to this part also. In India, if we talk about biodiversity hotspot, there are four. One is Western Ghat and Sri Lanka. One is Himalayan region. Third is Indo-Burma. And fourth is this Sunda land. So if you look at this part, like the Simlipal, it is not coming under that biodiversity hotspot part. Okay. Indo-Burma region is there, where we're talking about the northeastern states. They become part of biodiversity hotspot, but Odisha is not there. Okay. Second question was there, maybe why we are transferring the tigers, why not lions? Tell me one thing. Where do we get the lions? In which type of forest area? In which type of forest area we get the lions? Lion is called as king of the jungle. Lion is called as king of the jungle. So where do we get the lion? In which forest type we get lions in India? Now I'm not asking the state. I'm not asking the state. I'm asking which type of vegetation, which type of forest do we get lions? Is it tropical evergreen, tropical deciduous, semi-evergreen, moist deciduous? What type of forest is there? Evergreen, moist deciduous, semi-evergreen. Where do we get this? Lions are born to rule, but they cannot be transferred. Remember this one thing. Lions have been there in the news for quite some time, and even in parliamentary debates, there has been questions about lion. So there was one of this like document which was uploaded by the government with respect to lions. Remember one simple thing. Lions are called as king of the jungle or king of the forest, but lions do not live in forest. Lions are called as the king of the forest, but they do not live in forest. They live in grasslands. Okay. Lions are living in grasslands. That's why you will find that majority of them are living in these portions of Gujarat and other areas. In the past, in historical times, lions were found even up to West Bengal and other regions. Why? There was prevalence of grasslands. But what we have seen in majority of the north states or even the central and some southern states, the grasslands have been converted into agricultural lands or urban settlements or rural settlements. Majority of the grasslands, they have been converted into agricultural lands or urban areas or different things. Okay. So since there are no such grasslands which are existing, lions are now confined to Gir National Park of Gujarat. Okay. So their number is also quite low at 700 around. Okay. And they are not in jungle. They are not found in the forest. They are the king of the forest, but they do not live in the forest. They live in the grasslands. Okay. So this is one very important part of this. Okay. So remember one thing, lions are there in jungles only. Sorry, lions are there in grasslands only. Someone called them someone called them as king of forest. I didn't call them king of forest. Okay. And there is no such scientific reasons for these namings. They are simply very much mighty animals. That's why they were called as king of forest. Okay. Traditionally, if you see the strength wise and majority wise, it is the tigers which are dominating. While lions are still called as like this a king, you will find that the lions roar. When the lion roars, it can be heard up to 6 to 7 kilometers. It can be heard up to 6 to 7 kilometers. That is the sound of roaring of lions. It has that much frightening, that roaring. Okay. That is one thing. Ek tha tiger. Okay. So this is one part. It is in the eastern end of Eastern Ghat, Mayurbhanj district. I have already shown you the location here. It is here, Simlipal. It is at this part, Simlipal National Park is there. So it has got this tigers from Tadoba, which is there, Tadoba National Park in Maharashtra. Okay. Now, coming to the next article, nitrate pollution in groundwater. There is this one article about nitrate pollution. There is always a talk of transferring tigers from here to there, or in lions also, but relocating lions or tigers needs the study also. Okay. Needs this study also, that whether it will be viable or not, are there sufficient amount of its prey or not, is there suitable area or not. Tigers and all, they mark their area. They mark their area. One tiger cannot be sharing its like entire area with another tiger. Same goes with lion. Lions also mark their territory. Okay. Now, so we have this one topic, nitrate pollution. Nitrate pollution. So now if we look at this, like in 2023, this report is there which says that like what we see that now 440 districts of India are suffering from excessive nitrogen in water body. 440 districts are have excess nitrogen, excess nitrate in water. Earlier it was around 359 districts. Earlier this was 359 districts. Now there is this new survey which says that around 440 districts of India has got this like excessive nitrogen. So Central Groundwater Board has come with this news that 440 districts have got huge level of nitrate. Why we are having this? Like why we are having this? Why we are having this excess amount of nitrates? What is the reason? Why we are having this excess amount of nitrate? What are the factors behind it? Factors. Anyone? Can you tell me why we are having excessive amount of nitrates? Using of urea, yes. Fertilizer, excessive use of fertilizer is there. Excessive use of fertilizer is there. Okay. Generally, we see that there is very high amount of subsidy. High amount of subsidy on urea. Normally, a urea bags cost around 4,000 rupees, 4,000 to 4,200. But farmers are getting it at a rate of near about 300 rupees. So you will find that there is a subsidy of 3,800 to 3,900 rupees on one urea bag. So urea becomes quite much what you can say, it becomes quite much cheaper for the farmers. There is excessive use of nitrogen or urea in the fields of India. And this excessive use of this, like this high amount of subsidy on urea, it promotes excessive use. It promotes this excessive use, or rather you can say abuse of urea. And due to this, we see that there is high amount of nitrate pollution in water bodies of India, especially when there is monsoon season. You know that fertilizers will be running off from the field. They will go into water bodies. They will go into like groundwater also. So then During this monsoon season, it particularly increases. Monsoon seasons leads to increase because fertilizer is washed away from the agricultural fields. So that also becomes a region of excess amount of nitrogen in our water bodies or groundwater also. Okay. What are the other contaminants which has been highlighted? Other contaminants. What other contaminants are there? If you look at this, this was one of the question in UPSC prelims also. They have given 4-5 options. Fluoride was there, nitrate was there, sorbitol was there, formaldehyde was there. Then there was one option of uranium also. So apart from formaldehyde and sorbitol, nitrate is there. Then this fluoride is also there. Uranium is also there. These are the pollutants which we normally see in our like water bodies. So what you will find at fluoride, arsenic, lead, uranium. Then we also have cadmium, mercury, iron, etc. These are the commonly found pollutants in our water bodies. They are commonly found pollutants in our water bodies, okay, which are causing various diseases also, which are responsible for various diseases also in India. So now there is one more thing which has been highlighted by this report, that nitrate concentration has also increased. Okay. So this is one thing which has increased the amount of pollutant in our body. Generally in prelims, you get this type of question, that which are the pollutants in our water bodies. Okay. What is the cause? Of course, the cause is excessive use of nitrates as fertilizer. Okay. Then during this monsoon season or through the groundwater extraction, it also reaches up there. So this becomes one of the reason of pollution of our water bodies. Now, there is one editorial which we have to discuss here, and that is about the sorry state of India's parliamentary proceedings. This one editorial is there which we are going to discuss. Now, before we discuss this, there is one question. Can you tell me, in 1 year, generally for how many days there is meeting of Parliament of India? In 1 year, on an average, what is the number of meeting of Parliament? $180 days? Okay. Anyone else? For how many days our parliament is meeting in one entire year? 365 days. So how many days they are meeting? No, I am not asking how many times. I am asking how many days. In 365 days, how many times the parliament, or how many days the parliament is functioning? More than 190, 100, 180 days? Anyone else? For how many days we are having this meeting of parliament? Nearly 77. Okay. See, in the last one decade, from 2015 to 2024, what we see that it has been on an average 60 to 70 days in 1 year. It has been 60 to 70 days in 1 year. Okay. It is not 180, not more than 100, not more than 190. On an average from 2015 to 2024, in the last one decade, the average number of working of parliament has been around 60 to 70 days. During the COVID time, it was further less, around 30 days. Okay. But that is understandable that during the COVID, there was no one going for parliamentary meetings. That is something which we can understand. But in other years also, what we see that normally there is a meeting for 60 to 70 days in the parliament. In the state assemblies, the number of meetings are further less. In some of the state assemblies, it is like 20, 30 days, 10 days, 20 days, 15 days, 8 days also. Okay. Maximum it goes up to 48, 50 days. So in state assemblies also, the number of meeting of these days is quite less. Okay. Now you know that there are 545 members in our Lok Sabha. There are 545 members in Lok Sabha, and think about this simply. Suppose if we are talking about 70 days, 545 members. Okay. So it means if there are 8 members, if they are like, if we multiply it, it will be like, if per day 8 members are speaking, they are going to get like it will take 70 days for them to speak in the parliament. If we assume that 8 members are speaking, of course many more members are speaking per day, but they are getting a very reduced time. They are getting a very reduced time, and you will find that in these 70 days also there are frequent disruptions, there are frequent challenges, frequent adjournments. Okay. We see that continuously there is ruckus in the parliament, continuously there is some like sometimes opposition is saying something, sometimes ruler party is saying something. Okay. In any case, there is going to be a lot of disturbance in the parliament, and there is no such major debate happening. We have also discussed about this in past also, that what has happened that many of the bills have been passed without any discussion. Okay. So this is one thing. Now, why this is happening? Okay. Like, let's talk about why less number of sittings. Why less number of sittings? Why we are having less number of sittings? Okay. So if we talk about this less number of sittings, why there are less number of sittings, it has been said by some people that the MPs who are there, the MLAs who are there, they have other works also in their constituency. They have other works also in their constituency. So we can see that one part is the MPs or MLAs in their, okay, they have to do visits in their constituency. So that is one thing which has been highlighted, that they have to do their visits in their constituency. Okay. There is another part which has been said that they also have to attend the meetings of parliamentary committees. Okay. Attending the meetings of parliamentary committees. Meetings of parliamentary committees. So due to these two main reasons, like they have to work in their constituency, they have to even like attend the meetings of parliamentary committees, they have to meet with various people, they have to work on various things, and then there are elections also happening. So due to multiple reasons, we see that there is less activity in the parliament, more outside it. Okay. If we look at global examples, many of the countries are having more than 150 days of sittings of parliament. If we talk about Japan, Australia, United States, they have more than 150 days of sittings. But in India, what we see that it is now coming to 60-70 days. In the beginning, when this parliament was formed in 1950s, there was meeting of more than 120 days or more than 100 days per year. Now this has come down to 60-70 days. In some years, it has been 50-55 also. So that is one thing. We see that number of this discussion is becoming lower and lower. So what is the impact of it? What is the impact? Can you tell me, is it having any impact on our country? In this parliamentary proceeding, having some impact? 70 hours work policy. 70 hours, yes. Youth of the nation should work for 70 hours per day. Is there an impact? What is that impact of continuous disruption or less number of sittings? What is the impact? First, lesser discussion on important bills, or policies. What we see that there is lesser discussion on important bills or policies. Most of the bills are getting passed by a method called as guillotine. There is one thing called as guillotine. If you have read world history, you might have come across this term guillotine. Guillotine was like chopping the head off. That was guillotine measure. Okay. So guillotine is also used in parliamentary proceedings, where all the bills are put together for vote without any substantial discussion on the bills. So that also becomes a challenge. Okay. So less discussion. Then accountability. What is the work of parliament? The main work of the parliament is to ensure the accountability of the government. Okay. The main work of parliament accountability. Okay. Like right now also you can see throughout the country, there is ongoing protest about different issues. We are seeing that throughout the countries there is ongoing like protests or debates on different issues right now also. Like from Manipur to Bihar to other states, there are so many issues which are still being discussed on daily basis. If parliament would have been functioning in the present times, suppose if parliament was functional at the present time, means if it was having the sitting in the present times, there might have been a discussion about many of the issues which are prevailing in the country. So that is one point. If parliament is not having that sitting, how we will have that discussion? So that is also one of the part of it. Then what we see that if parliament is also not active, then at the same time we see that many of the laws are getting declared null and void by the court, by the judiciary, because there has not been proper discussion on those bills. Okay. So many of laws or policies getting rejected by judiciary as they are not properly discussed, as they violate basic structure. We have seen that many of the laws, many of the policies, they have been passed without any such substantial discussion. There has been significant criticism of those policies, and still there has not been that much meaningful discussion in the parliament. So the policies and bills have been passed, they have become act, and then judiciary steps in, it quashes those bills or those policies. Like we have seen National Judicial Appointment Commission. We have also seen about electoral bonds. These are certain things which are done by government and then it is overturned by the judiciary. If they have evolved it in a consensus manner, if they have evolved in a consensual manner, then it may have been better. Okay. So that is the challenge of lesser sittings and more disruptions of this parliament. So what is the way forward here? What is the way forward? What is the way forward? Okay. Yes. So if we talk about this, what is the way forward here? We can simply say one of the many suggestion which is like continuously debated is fixing the number. Now it is the right time. Then when we can fix the number of working of parliament, or we can at least like decide some minimum and maximum number of days. We can decide some minimum and maximum number of days for which parliament can sit. So fixing some range, fixing a minimum number of days for which legislature has to function. Then at the same time, there is one more thing. Sometimes when parliament is working, what we see that there is more disruption. So we also have to find a solution for continuous disruption of the house. Okay. Second thing is finding the solution. Finding the solution for continuous disruption of house. Continuous disruption of house. Okay. Then one more thing which we have seen that like in the parliament, we have seen that like this time in the winter session of parliament, there has been this scuffle, there have been this fight between the MPs, or there have been some physical like actions between the different parliamentarians. Some of the parliamentarians got hurt also. In the past, we have seen suspension of MPs also. A huge number of MPs were suspended. So we have to find a solution for this continuous disruption and any such scuffle in the parliament. So that is also something which we require in our parliament, finding the solution for this continuous disruption. Okay. So this is one part of the editorial in the parliamentary like functioning. We have seen that there are problems and we need to find solution for it. Okay. So this is one of the editorials which we had to see. Okay. Now, coming to the last part, some questions. Like, sorry, this is not August, this is September. Okay. So this is Science Tech question from September 2024. I have given you this task. Those who are going for prelims 25, I have given you this task on 30th September, that revise the current affairs related to Science Tech of September. Okay. So this is one question. Consider the following: Canada, Russia, United States, UK and Japan. How many of the above countries are members of International Space Station? Option 1 is only 2, only 3, only 4 and all 5. So why we are having this question, there is a context behind this. In September, there was announcement of this Bharatiya Antariksh Station. There was this announcement of Bharatiya Antariksh Station. Okay. So it will take some time before we have this Bharatiya Antariksh Station. But before that, we can see this question, that who all are participants of International Space Station. Okay. Yes, if you want, you can write it. This I am trying to take those questions which will remain relevant even for upcoming years. These are certain questions which will remain relevant even for upcoming years. Okay, so answer is C option by some of you. C option. I think most of you have given C option. Only 4. Which one is not there? Which country were sidelining from International Space Station? I think all of you will agree for this one, US. I think everyone agrees for this. So which country you are removing from here? Which of them are not the member of International Space Station? Canada. Okay. Japan. Okay. 4th, United Kingdom. Fine. See, the correct answer here is option D. All of 5 are members of them. Basically, if we look at them, Canada, US, Japan, Russia, European Union. Okay. They are part of it. Like if we talk about this, Canada, Japan, US, Russia and European Union. Now this European Union consists of many countries. Like this is not European Union. Rather than that, we can say European Space Agency. So this European Space Agency consists of UK also. It consists of Denmark also, France also. There are more than 10 countries which are party to this. UK is one of the party. It has become in 2012. It has started contributing to the International Space Station. Sorry. It has started contributing to International Space Station since 2012. Okay. So there are many countries like Hungary is also there. Luxembourg is there. They have also become part of it. Even Slovenia is there. They have become part of it. Okay. So in the name of European Space Agencies, many countries are there. Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, UK, okay, Sweden, Spain. They are also participating in this International Space Station. Especially UK is also there. Okay. So these 5 countries, they will become part of it. These 5 are mainly part of International Space Station. So answer is all 5. Okay. Now coming to the next one, consider the following statement regarding organoids. Organoids. The question is about organoids. First is saying these are 3D tissue structures that are grown in lab to mimic the structure and function of human organs. It can be used to screen drugs and other treatment before they are given to people. It can be used to study how diseases such as cancer form or develop. No, there is no answer writing session. Answer writing session is tomorrow, Shamu. कोई solution क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? The solution is not there because of many reasons. The solution is not there because people are not actively working on it. That is one thing which I can say. There are many issues, like there is no solution for farmers. They have been protesting for some time. There is recent parliamentary committee suggestion which we have discussed in previous classes, that it has recommended for statutory status for MSP, but it has not been provided yet. Of course, there are so many complications, there are so many issues in that. Okay. Then they have other demands also. The main thing is like the income level of farmer is not increasing, and when their income level is not increasing, it becoming quite unsustainable for them to survive. So that is one of the major issue. Okay, so in this question I have got 3 answers as option D. I think many people don't know about it. So see, yes, if we talk about organoids, what are organoids? Organoids are basically 3D tissue structures that can be grown in lab to mimic the structure and function of human organs. So this is also, these questions are also a way to tell you about the topics which you have to know. So these organoids are basically 3D tissue structures that are grown in lab, and they mimic the structure and function of human organs. They can be used to screen drugs and other treatment before they are given to people. This is also correct. First one is also correct. Third one is saying it can be used to study how diseases such as cancer form. This is also correct. Okay. So it can be used for a screening also. It can be used for like understanding different diseases also, for developing new therapies also, for transplantation also. So that is organoid, 3D structures built in lab. Okay. So answer here will be option D, 1, 2 and 3. Now, one more question. Which of the following correctly describes Viswasya? Okay. Viswas. The term is, which of the following correctly describe Viswas? Hindi wala Viswas. Okay. It is an indigenous platform which offers blockchain as a service. It is a platform for providing transparency in governance. It is an indigenous platform for information on vaccination status in country. It is a platform for bringing the tribal group in mainstream. So what is Viswas? Yes, mini brain. Correct. Okay, one answer as option A. Anyone else? This is a very important indigenous platform. Okay. This is a very important indigenous platform. It was there in the news in month of September. Okay. There is only one answer on this. Cloud-based infrastructure. Okay. One answer from Harshit as D. Fine. Okay. So if we talk about this, Vishwas is basically an indigenous platform which offers blockchain as a service. Okay. So yes, this is a cloud-based infrastructure. It is a cloud-based infrastructure. Cloud-based infrastructure which is providing blockchain as a service. Blockchain as a service means it is providing blockchain technology on this platform. For example, let me explain you. Some of you who are using different websites or different things, you might have seen like if we are talking about Amazon or others, they provide some cloud services, or even Google is providing cloud services. So there on their platform, you will find that many services are being provided. Many services are provided. Sometimes like if you are not having an application, you can run it online. You can run it online also. Like just to give an example, there are many such websites which provide you some application which can be accessed online. You don't have to download it. You can use it on their online platform and come back to your like and you can use this and then you don't even have to install it. Okay. So that is providing technology as a service or application as a service. So in same manner, this Viswasya portal has been made. It is a blockchain stake platform where they are providing blockchain technology for the users. They can use this blockchain technology as a service over this Viswasya. Okay. So that is also one part. Yes, national blockchain framework. Correct. So that is our answer. First option, indigenous platform which offers blockchain as a service. Okay. So now this next day I will be asking questions from Science Tech September 2024 part 2. There will be question again from September month only, some more questions from this September month current affairs. Okay. There is one thing like one question of the day, and that question is simply this: what are the tools of parliamentary proceedings? Okay. So this is one thing which you have to study, and then you have to tell me that what are the tools of this parliamentary proceedings. So you can mention them in the comment box. Okay, mention them in comment box and tell me about the parliamentary proceedings. Okay. Yes, some of you were asking some question. There was some question from one of you. You can ask me now. What was your question? Any book for PSI optional? Okay. Nilu, I have suggested this, I think, in the last session, that what you can do about PSI optional. Like I have suggested you about this IGNOU thing, IGNOU material. See, for current related news, the books will not be that much helpful. Okay. Like for part 2 of your paper 1, if there is something coming from current related things, again, books will not be that much useful. And even for second paper, in which you have international relations, you will have to rely on current affairs. But for this static portion, I will suggest you go through IGNOU materials. They are much more better than other books, because they will give you simple content which you can write in your answer. Okay. Okay. You might have got some if we talk about this PSIR, you might have got some notes also for PSIR. You might be having some notes also for PSIR, so you can go through that also. See, if you want to read that part about constitution, you have of course this book of, for the constitutional part, you have this book of D.D. Basu, which you can go. Okay. Then for other parts also, suppose if you are there is one book of Subrata Mukherjee. There is one book of Subrata Mukherjee which is talking about thinkers. So you can go through that book of Subrata Mukherjee and I think Sushila Ramaswamy. Okay. So you can go through that book for thinkers. Okay. Then there are certain books of Pratap Bhanu Mehta also for Indian political thinkers. Okay. For Indian political thinkers, you have this book of Pratap Bhanu Mehta. So there you can go, Politics of India, and there is also this one book of V.R. Mehta. So you can go through that also. Okay. So that is one thing you can go. Pratap Bhanu Mehta, his you can see his various topics are there in the Hindu or Indian Express also from time to time. So you can go through that book. Okay. And for this part, for history, for post-independence and everything, there is this one book of Vipin Chandra, and not Vipin Chandra, there is also one book, I'm just forgetting that name, India After Gandhi. There is one book of India After Gandhi, so go through that also. India After Gandhi, that is also one book which you can go for understanding the political developments and everything which happened in India. So there also you can read. Okay. So ethics, for ethics, I think just go through class notes, previous year questions, and we are already discussing about this in the ethics answer writing part. We have discussed about this. In ethics, if you have read the class notes, and the materials which you have got, that is more than sufficient for static portion. For current portion, the books are not going to help you that much. Okay. If you have read the static portion from your classes and notes, that is sufficient. And just go through the practical application of it, which is not generally given in books. Just go through practice questions. Just go through questions previous year and some practice questions and practice on them. That will give you the edge in ethics. Okay. Ramchand Guha, yes, right. Ramchand Guha, India After Gandhi. So you can read that book also. It's a very nice book. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's meet and see. If you have any question, do one thing. Try to put it in the comment box also, so that if there is something extra which you want to know, I can incorporate that in the next session. Okay. Thank you so much. Take care. And again, Wish you all a very happy new year. Make some good resolutions this year and try to achieve them also. Thank you so much. Meet you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Thank you.